Conversation. There we go.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Pouring Rain Podcast. I am Bert.
I am Kinshaba.
Scott Balls.
And we have a very special guest, Ripchow. You just graduated 2023, Mamapo College?
Yes, I did in May for music production and music industry. I have a double major.
Double major.
All right.
Smart fucker.
That's right. You're trying to show us out.
Not here trying to get a scholarship.
All right, usually we talk about crypto first, but, you know, that's on the come up.
Yeah, I've told Scott. Scott knows I've been in
You get
crypto
in
a
there?
little bit.
Yeah?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I sold out everything, and I used to have, yeah, dude, I lost a lot of money on that shit. It sucks, but, yeah, I was in Doge and Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, I had owned 3 Bitcoin ATMs, actually, one location in Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
Wow.
No shit.
The other one was in all the way up north in Edgewood, I want to say. Yeah,
Okay.
Edgewater.
Edgewater, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other one, we ended up selling basically as we got it. And they all did okay for at least a few months, but nothing really ever came out of it to the point. It was more work than worth being the money.
hear
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was always people like sketchy ass motherfuckers like giving us calls because we're the customer support. And there's one dude, he just had like a naked lady as his profile picture, and he's hitting us up. Where's the money? Blah blah blah. And we're like, dude, it has to process like a couple days or whatever. So it was getting really sketchy, and we're just like, oh, dude, this isn't worth the
Get outta here.
stress.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not worth the stress.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
That's a cool experience, though, that you
Yeah,
at least you, I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
even know you
yeah.
could do that.
It was pretty cool. And I did that. That was like probably at least a year and a half, 2 years ago at this point. So
Okay.
it was
Right.
pretty crazy. And
Bitcoin actually just hit 46,000
Look at that.
a couple hours ago.
yeah, I was watching your guys' last podcast, and you were
Bull
saying
run.
how it was at 43, and I really hadn't kept up with it for a while. And I was
Yeah.
very surprised to hear that. I was like, holy crap, it came back.
It's going to keep going.
It's gonna keep going. It
Now I
goes through
believe
that.
it.
Yeah, it's
it
gonna
goes through
do-
that roller coaster. When you see these big, industries,
BlackRock and
BlackRock
all
and
that
stuff
shit getting
investing
involved.
in it,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know it's not gonna
Yeah.
shit the bed that many times. Anyway,
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So,
man, what's been going on with you musically lately?
well, lately I actually just recently got a job doing some contracting with a family friend. So
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of that, like basically every day, going like Forked River, working a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
Oh, sure,
And,
by me.
what?
You're working up by me then.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'll do that, but by the time I'm home, half the time I'm like ready to go to bed. So, I haven't
Yeah.
really been doing too much lately because I just had released December 26th my newest EP. It's called 222, all platforms. Remember that? And
I was listening to it on the way over here.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's personally not my best work, but it's a lot of stuff I had that I liked,
Right.
and I needed to put some stuff out. So it's you don't really have to work on too much stuff when you're putting stuff out. So, and I have a lot of like stuff in the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wanting to talk to you about that one too, because one of my favorite songs, "Suicide." You
Oh
haven't- you
yeah.
haven't released
I
that
never.
yet. That's in the
yeah,
vault.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
never
that
released
happens.
that. I know. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
but
literally-
that's a banger to me. I love it, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I
what,
really
what I
appreciate
can
that.
hear,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
the demo
Exactly.
version.
Yeah, I never really released that because my one buddy on the hook, Baby Dame, we haven't really decided what we kind of want to do with that hook because he doesn't want to. He wants to keep his part on the hook, but he wants me to do my vocals over top of it.
Okay.
So
So you still have to make changes to it.
yeah, I'm
It's
like
not-
figuring all of
it's
it
not
out
done, is it?
basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a process when it comes down to all that. And considering how it got like I think 20K views on my Instagram
Nice.
for
Nice. Yeah.
reels, and I was like, holy crap, like.
It's
Right.
I had said on the Instagram, I was like, oh, if this reaches like 15K views, we'll drop it. And I was just like, oh, it's been at 20K for a while now. Haven't dropped it, but that's how it goes, Got to keep up the hype going
exactly,
over.
man.
Yeah.
If you, it's your art. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do tweak it, whatever you want to do to it. It's fine. Yeah.
I have a 2-part question for you.
Yeah, for sure.
First is, where did the name come from? And then secondly, what inspired like your style? Because your style seems to me like a mix of like, it's almost got like reggae, kind of drill, rap,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
combined in one. It's dope, but
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
heard it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, it all started like not rapping wise, but the name wise,
Yeah.
4th grade, I called myself DJ Chubby Chow. Yeah, and dude, it just kind of stuck. Like,
Okay.
I'd play Xbox with my friends up till like 5th, 6th grade and everything, and they'd just call me Chow. And
Okay.
then they'd call me Chow in class, and the teachers would be like calling me Chow or whatever, and
That's funny.
it'd
Stuck.
catch on to certain people, and then
Yeah.
it got to a point where like maybe 90% of everyone I knew just called me Chow, and it's
right.
still like that to this day. And but they all basically shortened it to Chow.
Okay.
And then especially when I like at one point I was, because in high school I was like 320 pounds. Then I cut down to 220. I was like, oh man, I'm not Chubby Chow
Nice.
no more. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Got to change the name to something.
Right. Change the image.
So you did
Yeah.
Ripchow.
Yeah, I had a bunch of friends, or just one friend specifically, who would call everyone Rip. He'd be like, "What's up, Rip?" And I'd just be like, "Oh, that sounds cool. What if I made my Instagram name Ripchow one night?"
Right.
I would think it was like freshman year of college, so like 4 years ago, give or take.
Okay.
And yeah, it kind of just stuck since then. I was like, man, that's way more catchy. I was just like, I fuck
is.
with that
It
heavy.
is.
So,
It is
yeah.
catchy.
bro.
Like,
It
it's
doesn't
not-
sound like
I never
anything
heard.
else.
Yeah, like we wrote down a bunch of things that you should promote with that name. we're like Ripchow could be a cologne. Ripchow could be a cooking show. Ripchow could be a fitness app.
Yep.
Ripchow could be a comedy show. It could be a weed strain.
Yeah.
It could be
100%.
an energy drink. Like I'm
Damn.
like, dude, you have a brand.
Seriously.
You have so many brand possibilities. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a cool name. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Never,
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? And everybody's always like, is it Ripchow? Ripchow?
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I think it's Chow. Ripchow. But, you know.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's how he
the
says it
funniest-
in the songs.
He's
lot
not
of-
Asian. It's
Right.
not Joe.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
Not Asian.
My buddy at college, like, I hadn't met his dad till literally a couple weeks ago on his birthday. And the whole time, he's like, I got to meet your Asian friend, Chow. He's like, I got to meet him. And I was like, dude, should we tell
You're gonna be
him?
really
or-
disappointed.
Yeah. He kept telling him, he's like, he's not Asian, but he goes, you'll like him. And I finally meet him, and that was the running joke. You know, it was freaking hilarious. But yeah, dude. Yeah, I have it tattooed on my arm and everything. People love it. It's like always just a conversation point, especially with like
Yeah.
7-year-old ladies in public. They're like, what's that mean? I'm like, long story.
What do you prefer to be called?
I don't care. I'm so used to Chow. Like half the time, people will call me Matt, which is my real name.
Yeah.
and
I didn't
no
know that
one,
until today, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what to call you. Because I don't want to call you something you don't want to be
And
called.
yeah, no, like half the time people will say Matt, and I won't like.
You
They
won't
won't
answer?
process. Yeah, like not on purpose, but yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
But I mean, since the 4th grade, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been
exactly.
Long,
Yeah.
long,
Alright.
long
So-
fucking time.
I'll go with Chow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It
a little
works.
shorter.
It's just
I mean-
easier for me to remember. I don't know why, but yeah. In terms of like the music style, I don't know, man. I kind of started rapping when I was like 15, and it was always like some BS. Like it was never really like serious, you know. Like
Right.
I just had like friends who did it, so I was just like, oh, why not? Because they were really good at it. So I was just like, word, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might as well since
was
they're doing
cool.
it and they're getting a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it kind of got like serious when I went to
Steve.
like I had to pick out something for college to like major in, and I really had no clue. Like
Right.
I was like, man, what the hell am I gonna do? And my mom was just like, well, you could go to school for music production somewhere. And I really only like I wasn't trying to like apply to schools at all. I applied to Montclair State and Ramapo College. And I know it's harder to get in Ramapo College. It's a much smaller school, lower acceptance rate. And once I found out I didn't get into Montclair State, I was like, oh, I'm fucked. I was like, I only applied to 2 schools, and the easier one didn't even want me. So I was like, fuck. And then, yeah, I wrote like some like, I remember I had to write like a little page or whatever about why I want to go there
Yeah, it's
to
like an
Ramapo.
essay.
Yeah.
And I was just like, please, like I could be an asset to you guys in this music shit. Like one day if I blow up, I'll shout you guys out. And it's funny, I don't know if you guys know like the Front Bottoms,
No.
the band. They're like an alternative band, but they went to Ramapo actually. They're
like it.
decently big in that.
I like the name.
Yeah, they're pretty
Front
cool.
bottoms.
Sounds like something.
Long story, they got banned off campus though, I hear, because they came back to perform and they were taking like mattresses down the hill because, you know, it's up in the mountains. They're riding them down the hill. The music's great though.
It's always a great
But,
story.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then when I get to college, I was like, honestly, I don't really know what made me kind of, because it was always just like chill rap, like something slow, like basically how I talk now. This is how I was rapping.
Yeah.
And then I kind of want to say like this guy, I don't know if you guys know the guy K-Flock, the rapper, but I kind of just like heard like music like that, like in the very early states, or like Pop Smoke definitely, but I didn't really listen to Pop Smoke till like after he died.
You reminded me.
Yeah, and it was just like weird. Like I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna give it a try though.
Yeah.
And then I started rapping like this, and I started doing this, da 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 da, and my friends were all like, "Dude, that's actually pretty good." And then I think it was sophomore year or junior year of college, I finally made this song called STG, which is still like my most streamed song.
It's #1 song on Spotify.
Yep. Yeah. And it kind of just like picked up from there. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I'm getting a lot of views and stuff. And, it all ended up going out pretty well from there.
Right.
I met my great friend now, Ripchow, who his name's General Riz.
Okay.
And
His real name is Ripchow.
yeah.
Dude, I thought you were talking. I'm like,
No,
I'm like the chef.
What year was he born?
You met Raekwon.
It's full circle.
He's named after
named
after the
after-
rapper, I believe.
okay.
Yeah, from what he told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rizzy, if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he told me that. Yeah.
Well, if he was born after '92, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Right,
He's
exactly.
I'm 22, about to be 23 in April. He's 24.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, exactly. And he was just starting rapping at that point. So like it was kind of like working well because I just found my niche, and I noticed like I was like, dude, just do this. Like we could just do this together, like and I'd start pushing through. And we started making like hella songs. Like he loves making music. This kid Rizzy, I love him.
Yeah.
And he just pushed me like crazy to keep making songs. And I was just like, word, because we were at college doing nothing but like drinking every day, doing what we can do. And every day it'd be like, oh, let's make a new song. I'd be like, all right, let's do it. And that's really how we started getting better at it.
Right.
And I really like sample beats. So that's probably where like you get like the reggae maybe influence from with the drill.
Right.
Because, like it's just whatever hot sample we could find is what we're going to use. And it was going really well. And what's it called? The one song we made, I'm trying to think of the name. I can't really think of the name right now, but fuck it. We never even released it. Oh, it was called Rowdy Piper. It was it was pretty cool. Yeah, he's big in the WWE. He likes that shit. And
That's an OG.
Yeah. And one day he just walks up to me. He's like, "Yo, we could go open up for these rappers out in Clifton." Okay. And I was like, "All right, who?" And he's like, "Dougie B, who's friends with that guy K-Flock I was talking about."
Okay.
He was the biggest rapper on it. There's another one, Nazi BK, TG Crippy, like a bunch of big drill rappers, like bigger, bigger in the drill scene. Another big one who's blowing up on TikTok now. Like you guys have probably heard this sound. If I showed you, I'll show you after. It's his name's Kyle Rich, and then the other person's Tata, who, like I noticed, like they weren't that big when I opened up for them.
Right.
But after we, and these were two separate concerts within 2 of the same weeks we ended up doing, and it's pay to play. So, like, it's not like we got asked to do it. Like, we had to pay to go there, but the exposure was pretty nice. I got, like, at least 50 followers from it.
Yeah.
And my streams definitely went up a lot from there. And, but yeah, I mean, basically, that's how, like, all the music, like, kind of came to be. That's how I kind of get into drill, but a little off topic I got. But,
you're good.
yeah, that's just me. I could talk forever. But, yeah. But, they got one guy, I think guy. Honestly, I don't even remember them. Yeah, I'd have to say. But Tata, they would comment on that. Everyone knows Ice Spice on her post, and they'd be like the top comment. And like, I guess they started getting exposure from that. And then the one guy, Kyle Rich, his sound is like blowing up big on Instagram right now and everything. So it's like pretty cool seeing them like blow up and everything. And I'm just like, oh, I've opened up for that guy before. And people are like, what? That's crazy.
Is it similar to your style?
Yeah, very similar.
Okay.
And it's funny because when I heard like the one guy, Kyle Rich, they're like, oh yeah, he's in like college and everything and doing all this. Like you would think like, oh no, he's in the streets, like he's gangster as fuck. Like no, he's just, maybe he is, I don't know, but he's also in college and doing the same exact thing me and my boy are doing in college, just trying to make drill music and live it. Like you know what I mean? But it's pretty cool.
You should tell your boy to call himself the sous chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sous chef. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of where it comes from. I just,
cool. There's
but
nothing
honestly,
that sounds like it, man. I haven't heard anything that actually sounds like yours.
It's definitely
sound.
different. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
And you like what do you attribute your maturity from like I just looked at your like first video and second video.
Yeah.
Like what do you think you did? Is that just getting older? You know what I mean? Like your voice doesn't sound deeper, it just sounds more confident.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
Yeah,
That's just from the repetitiveness.
those first videos, I sucked, man. Like I hate. I
You should have seen our first podcast. And it still sucks.
Yeah, like I'll
It's
listen.
not great. This might be worse for you. To be hearing.
Yeah, like I'll listen to that old video. Like I watch them all the time, just looking at it, like thinking about how I could do it better. Like I was just watching my newest music videos out, and I haven't done them in a while, but I've been working on like getting them soon.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't like the music material in that, and then I liked the music material in the other ones. So I feel like it was easier for me to be more confident in the newer videos,
okay.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're supposed to suck in the beginning.
yeah, exactly.
You have no.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
need a
like-
baseline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
you gotta start from
exactly.
somewhere.
So
You can't start great.
yeah,
Right,
and
right.
Back to that song STG, like it was just really like once I made that, I was like, oh, all the confidence in the fucking world. Like it was just
Yeah.
like it
Was
felt
that-
amazing. So I was like, we're gonna do a music video for it. I'm gonna perform it at concerts. People are gonna love it. I was like, it's gonna be great.
You're like,
And-
this is it.
Yeah. I was like, I might
got
blow
one.
up tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even post it yet. And I was like, oh, people are going to find out, though, you know?
We might blow it tomorrow.
Exactly. So
It just
you know.
changed our life. It's got the,
Yeah.
it's got the master.
that's when I started trying to, like,
You're
fit in
welcome,
the
guys.
persona a little bit. Like, every time I would go to, like, Atlantic City to the casino or whatever, I'd, like, dress up in my Burberry and everything. I'd wear my glasses. People would meet me. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm a rapper. Come on. Like, you know what I mean?
Come on.
Yeah. And then,
Come on.
by the time,
That's right.
I'd be like, by the time I like left college, I stopped like caring so much. Like I was like always trying to wear the designer, and plus I got bigger. You know, it's hard to wear a lot of Burberry when you had size 32 jeans, and now I'm like a size 52, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like I ain't fitting in those anymore, man. You know what I mean? But it's not like I really even care. Like I've been big my whole life. I've probably been skinny for 2 years of my life, so it was
Right.
like, oh, it's like. Do I want to keep starving myself and not eating, or just enjoy life to the fullest
And bro,
be able to drink when I want? You know what I mean? So
Fuck all the image and the designer shit too, bro. That shit's
yeah, look at Jelly Roll, like that,
Bro.
If no one's making fun of him, no one's gonna make fun of me. And even
Right.
if they are gonna make fun of you, who the fuck cares? You know what I
Right,
mean?
be
What are they
yourself,
gonna
bro.
exactly?
You know what I mean?
And I've never
Like-
been one to care. Like people could call me fat, and I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like, that means a lot. Thanks. At least in some countries, I would look a lot better to women. You know?
right. That's funny.
So
There's something wrong with you.
yeah, exactly.
Now, going back to your creative process, like you said, when you guys get together, you said General Riz is the one
Yeah.
you do the most things with. You have the most features with
Yeah,
each
for
other,
sure.
right?
The sous chef.
Do you guys look for beats first, or like? I don't want this to be like what inspires you. It's such a corny question, but I mean, like you know, some people write
Yeah.
to the beat. Like, are you inspired by the beat
Yeah, for
sometimes? Do
sure.
you have shit in the back
question,
burner?
Well, like as of recently, I kind of found a producer I really like to get beats from, and they're like he'll give me them for a great price. He's connected with this group Project X that produced "Just Wanna Rock" by Lil Uzi, so it's like you know it's a cool connection to know him and everything.
that's
He's a young kid. He's younger than me.
Massive record, bro.
Yeah, and exactly, yeah, that was like the #1 rap song in 2023 or something like that.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah.
And yeah, his manager is the one who produced that song.
Okay.
So, and he just DM'd me on Instagram one day. His name's Bull Bucks on Instagram. He's a cool kid. And I just met him recently one time. I was recording him and everything. But yeah, no, he'll send me beats, and it's just like every beat I hear, I'm like, oh yeah, I want that one.
Yeah.
I want that one. So I'll buy like 3 or 4 at a time.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Rizzy works like 2 jobs every day. Like he works in the morning with like helping like older people with special needs, kind of like,
Wow.
I guess you could call it like a daycare-ish, but you know, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
really a
right.
daycare
God
when
bless
they're
him, man.
adults. Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
And then he'll go straight to Kohl's right after. You know what I mean? And work.
Grinding.
He's working from 8 to 11 every day. You know what I
Wow.
mean? All day,
Yeah.
every day, just to get some money.
Yeah.
So you know, that's why. And that's another reason why we haven't been working as much lately. Because now, once I started working, everyone's like, "Wait, you're working?" It's like, holy crap! Like all my friends are like, "I haven't fucking worked a job since Gap in 2019." Like, once the pandemic hit, I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to work there." Like, dude, I've been the most sick I've ever been there. Like, people,
Yeah.
you know, it was just dirty. Like, I couldn't do it. But yeah, so I really hadn't worked like an actual job since then. So now we're both working and stuff, trying to figure it all out. And
It's harder.
Yeah, it's definitely harder, but we'll find time. So like, say I'll get him to come over. It's always, all right, you record and I'll record sometime during the week. You know what I mean? I'll finish it and send it to you, and that's how we've been doing it lately.
Because you gotta find your free moments.
however
Exactly.
you can.
Yeah, it's because my microphone I use is a Neumann TLM 103. It's like literally $1,300 mic. It's absurd, like the quality on it.
Yeah.
So if we're not both recording on that same mic, it's not sounding cohesive. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like how if you're able to kind of send each other files that way, but if you're not using the same mic, it's not gonna line it up right.
Yeah. And I mean, like, there are mics you could use, but I'm not gonna go ahead and make him invest when we now, like, he used to live in Newark. I'm not gonna blurt out where he lives now, but he lives pretty damn close to me now. So I could just go scoop him real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever, and we'll chill for the night or whatever, and I'll have him record it. But it's.
So did you like
It's not
build
too
your own
bad.
booth and everything
Nah,
for
dude,
vocals, or is it just the mic is doing so much work?
I still live with my parents and everything, so I have my room and my whole room, because I'm an idiot. I bought a lot of Supreme and a lot, like too much. And my room is probably just covered in towels, all like Supreme towels, like thick Supreme towels.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the atmosphere in there in general.
Okay,
It's like a
so
booth.
it's like a booth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, I've gotten used to it. Like, a big thing to worry about is headphone bleeding. Like, but over the years, like, it's so easy for me. I'm just like, oh, if I hear it, I know, turn it down,
Right.
And as I've gotten better equipment, it's just gotten so much easier over the years. And I finally like feel like I got this mixing process down to its like fullest.
Right.
I feel like I've learned more through mixing than I did in college. Like, you don't have to go to college for music, but it's nice to have
hands-on.
the degree. Yeah.
Right.
It's hands on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Everything you
Every-
learn in
every-
life is gonna be hands on.
Yeah,
about to say
YouTube University, you can learn all that right there. You know what I mean? So,
Seriously.
Need your sink fixed?
He's
What's up?
still a tennis.
yeah, exactly. That's fun.
About to build a sauna, money.
You need a plumber?
Dude build an ice bath. He does all kinds of
that's
stuff.
well, that's like the running joke with my boss, who's a contractor. He'll be like, "Oh, I looked that one up on YouTube." Like, he's just joking about it, but you basically could like,
Yeah.
and it's pretty funny how that all works out. But
Yeah, I mean, everything in life is going to be hands-on experience. Like the more you actually do it, like you can tell people how to do things over and over again, but until they do it themselves, and not only that, but they're telling you almost like a basic way of doing things, but you're going to do things to your voice, to your music, that are specific to your voice and your music and everything like that, and things that you like that
no
you
doubt.
want to produce. And
Exactly.
it brings out your artistic side of it.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing is like, I have a lot of like, not that I have trouble with it, but recording like people that sing. Like, I just, no offense to anybody I've ever recorded that sings, but I just genuinely don't enjoy it because having to use auto-tune is just like, oh my God, it's so annoying. Like, I don't like it. And there's two different main types of auto-tune that I use, and it's Ontarius or real-time waves tune, and they just really both like,
That's so funny. I never knew that there was different types.
yeah. They're far off different sounds. Like one of them,
yeah.
like Ontarius is like the T-Pain auto
I
tune.
was
Like
about to
that's how
ask
you get
which
that.
one
Like
is the T-Pain one?
yeah, exactly. And
That's how you rhyme mansion with
yeah,
Wisconsin.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You can only do it with that one.
yeah, exactly. It's it's so
love
funny.
T-Pain, dude.
And then real time is kind of like the slight auto tune you'd probably want to use for like like pop singers or something like that, where you don't want it to sound like you used auto tune, like slight. But
Right.
nowadays, there's nothing in the industry that doesn't have auto tune on it,
Yeah.
even if it's in the slightest
bit.
bit.
Wow.
And a lot. Also, I have to shout out my guy, Mr. Sampson, Rajay Sampson. I needed an internship to graduate college, and I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I didn't even know the professor I was asking. But I knew he was pretty big in music at one time. I think like classical. His name's Mac Brandon from Ramapo, and he came to talk to my class. And after, I was just like, man, I was like, I haven't found an internship, and I'm pretty screwed if I don't find one. Like, do you know anyone that could possibly like take me in and I could go internship for them? Like, I don't even care if I get paid. I'll go work my ass off to get this internship done.
Right.
And he's like, I do. He goes, let me make a call and, we'll get back to you, blah, blah, blah. So, he connects me with Mr. Sampson. And he taught me basically all the stuff I just said about autotune. I learned through him. He taught me how to record on Pro Tools more efficiently and everything. Like now I could use Pro Tools like it's nothing. And
Dude, Pro Tools is a pain.
yeah,
in the
I
ass.
still don't use it. I use Logic for myself
much.
just because
What,
it's easy.
what makes it a pain though?
It's so involved. Like there's so
Yeah.
many things.
So you really got to know.
And
You
it's
have to know
all
what you're
commands.
doing, yeah.
It's a command program. So if you're not using the commands on the keyboard, you're moving slow. And
Okay.
as he's basically said, like my boss Rajay, at the time, like he's a group you definitely know. Dude, I'm horrible with old rap because I listen to like rock music, but I forget the group name. Joel Santana.
Dipset.
Yeah, he was a Dipset,
Dipset,
engineer,
Dipset.
producer. You know,
Yeah.
so he knows all them. Still is Joel Santana's engineer to this day.
Oh wow. Okay.
And yeah, so he's very intelligent when it comes to this
Right.
shit. He was on Love in Atlanta and hip hop.
A-Rap Music.
Well,
A-Rap Music. Is that the dude?
no, it's just I think he just calls himself Mr. Sampson, like Rajay
Oh,
Sampson.
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
exactly.
you say the name. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, he probably knows exactly what you're talking about. Like he
that
knows
dude
all
did
those
a lot of
people.
Dipset, yeah.
But basically, like the one time he tells me, he's like, yeah, I was in the studio and the engineer that was recording Young Thug literally was moving so slow on Pro Tools that Young Thug picked up the mic out of the booth, brought it to next to the computer, and just told the guy to get up and, I'm going to record myself because he wasn't moving fast enough. So that's like a big thing in the industry. If you don't,
Damn.
You
Yeah.
gotta be efficient.
exactly.
Yeah,
You got to be
time,
fast.
yes.
And that's
Yeah.
one thing he consistently taught me. He's like, if you're not fast enough, like, you're not going to be able to do anything with it. Because Pro Tools is probably the most used program because, it's
has
just
been.
industry standard. Exactly.
yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, some places use Logic. And that's what I'm the quickest with. But obviously, like, thank God for going to work with him because I would not be using Pro Tools as efficiently as I do now.
Right.
Is
right.
Cubase still
rarely.
around?
Where?
Cubase? Anyone still using that?
I've heard of it.
It's an older
I'm
program.
I'm sure people use it. Like my buddy Rizzy, when he records himself, he still uses BandLab.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I would never use BandLab though myself personally, and he knows that. It's just
It's just easy for him.
yeah. Exactly. That's what he learned on. So
comfort.
it's,
Yeah, it's comfort.
like people who use GarageBand, but GarageBand's just like a dumbed down version of Logic. Like it's the same exact interface, looks the exact
Yeah.
same, just less
My
features.
daughter used to use that, make beats on that.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah.
Nice.
For making beats, yeah, exactly. Like you could use basically anything. Like
Yeah.
FL Studio, they say is the best for making beats, but it's just really what you're used to. Like
Right.
my boss, Mr. Sampson, he would record on Pro Tools, but he would make his beats on Logic. That's just what he was used to. You
So
know
you
what I
think
mean?
that idea you can make it more real and something you're
Well,
comfortable
so
with.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The plugins for everything, like so, let's say like you want to use like Cubase or Logic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has like a preloaded plugins. Plus, you can bring whatever you can still bringing stuff in, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can load whatever plugins you want, which are different like sounds, just using a MIDI keyboard, and then you can. But that's the thing. It's for vocals. Pro Tools is like the next level of things because there's so many things you can do to tweak the vocals
Yeah.
and do it's crazy. I fucked with it a little bit. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's
Enough of
even
It's too much.
There's
It's overwhelming
so much.
for me sometimes
Yeah.
too.
And I'm also
no
super
doubt.
uneducated on it too. So
Right.
My one professor in college, he was like a Turkish Grammy winning like producer or whatever, engineer. And like I would just do like something with like the compression or like whatever, like anything. And he'd be like he could hear it with his ear. He'd be like, "No." He'd be like, "Fix this, level, blah blah blah." I'd be like, "All right." I'd be like, "I don't know how he's knowing this, Half the time you would think he's bullshitting, but he's not. Like it's just crazy, like how intellectual he was when it came down to that shit, which made me think I'd never be able to do it. But you don't really have to be at that level to be able to be famous. He's just really at that highest level,
Right.
and
Right.
he's older too, been doing it his whole life. So I'm sure
Yeah.
that comes with time.
Yeah.
But-
definitely.
I was
so
talking about-
much, you do it so often.
I talked to like we were out the other night on New Year's Eve and we went to this one bar and there was a band playing. The band was so good, but whoever was running the sound, like these sound
the worst.
engineers, I'm telling you, man, it is such a talent. Because I don't know shit, and I know that lady's fucking voice is way too high for that band.
Yeah,
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
And I don't know anything. It sounded horrible in the space. And it's like that's like when you have a good sound engineer for anywhere, like even like where we work and like in a certain room that understands the room,
Right.
you know, it's such a talent. Like it's such an underrated talent. You know,
Right.
because they're just kind of like the background people who are just doing this stuff in the back.
Yeah, it's not just having an ear.
But making people
it's like-
sound good is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another very important thing is, yet again, like I say, I probably learned more without college, but I don't know. Like it goes pretty hand in hand. Like I learned this one in college too. Like it really matters on what PA system like they have in the restaurant or whatever, the
Yep.
bar. If it's not like set up the right way, it's gonna sound horrible every
Yeah.
time, no matter who's mixing it, no matter who's performing.
Yeah.
So
That's another thing I didn't fucking know. I didn't fucking know.
yeah. So like maybe
Wouldn't
it's
even think
them,
about it.
maybe it's the way the PA system's set up, maybe it's the quality of the PA system. But you know, a lot of the time there's cuts and corners that you can make to every type of mix. Like if it's like there's just plugins for all that type of stuff. So
Right.
I also worked with this one guy, David Schnurman. He was one of my professors. And
Schnurman.
this
I was like,
guy.
did he say that
That's an
right?
awesome name.
He is.
Schnurman.
He was the coolest professor I ever had, hands down. Very older
good, 'cause
dude,
he
maybe
doesn't
like
sound like he would
70.
be.
Dude, he got his start by working with the Marshall Tucker Band. That's what
Okay.
it was.
Holy
When he was
shit.
18.
Wow. Yeah.
He's in his 70s, I believe. And he started with the Marshall Tucker Band when he was 17 or 18, fresh, like into college or something, or out of high school. I don't remember. But I just remember him telling me that, and I'm like, holy crap. And, he worked a private party for Prince one time.
wow.
Like the after party
Damn.
engineer, like he wasn't the main engineer. He was the after party engineer.
awesome.
Still.
That's still
Yeah.
awesome.
Just
yeah.
to be around Prince, man.
He taught me like a lot about
Yeah.
live mixing because that was my live sound and engineering class. And that guy just knew everything. And it was like highly impressive. And that, I was going through some shit at the time and I had to miss a couple classes because, I had to, go a couple places, whatever. But, he was very understanding. Like I'd be like, dude, I got to miss class today. Like, I'm sorry. And he'd be like, it's all right. He goes, I'll fill you in. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good. And I ended up missing, and you can't miss a lot of classes in college. That's how you're going to fail.
Right.
He was just cool about it. And, he would help me out. And I ended up going to do a concert with him at the St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's cool.
It was like a live sound, and just like the atmosphere in there was like the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, so that was a really good experience to be able
That's got to
to
be hard with
do.
the cathedral ceilings
That's
and
what I
everything.
said,
Yo,
learning the acoustics
It
of a
was
building.
crazy being there. It was mad cool. So
So what's the strangest place like that you've been inspired like that? Like a place that you would never think, sparks your creative.
yeah, honestly, probably the
There?
St. Patrick's Cathedral Church. I could never imagine a concert being held in the huge church like that. Like that was number one. But like being outdoors is also very hard. Like it's not easy. Like I performed a concert at my college right at the end of my senior year, and I wasn't the sound engineer obviously because I was performing, but like watching them, like I knew what they were doing and everything, and watching them set everything up and doing like the sound tests and everything was very interesting to me. Like I know for a fact it's definitely a lot harder to work outside than inside. So like stuff like that, it's just very interesting how they can make everything work in that way. It's just like, wow, holy crap.
Especially outside, like remember we were just saying, like learning the acoustics and stuff.
Yeah.
And being with such
Yeah,
that's
it's
so
just open. Yeah.
to make it
It
loud
just
enough,
goes
and,
away.
and clear enough.
Exactly.
It's not bouncing off anything.
Right. Just
Make
dissipates.
it loud enough, clear enough. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because that,
And you have to deal with the elements. You have to deal with wind, all that shit. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
yeah. Because this is how old I am. I went to a Papa Roach concert, and we were like literally like 4 people back, and he was screaming at the top of his lungs into the microphone, and I couldn't hear his
Couldn't
voice.
hear it?
Not his voice. You could hear the music. You know what I mean? The music.
Yeah.
But you couldn't hear his voice at all.
Damn.
Like
Did he
his
play your favorite
veins were
songs?
coming out. I don't even remember. It wasn't me that.
Yeah.
I was still courting the missus.
Yeah.
So I had to sit there. All right, we got a stupid question for you. If you
Yeah.
could rap battle any fictional character from your childhood, who would it be and
I'd-
why?
I'd probably be fucked if it was anyone good, so I'd have to say like someone really shitty, like I don't know. I think it'd be pretty funny to rap battle like Peter Griffin or something
Oh
like that.
my
you know?
god. Yeah, he would have bars for you.
Yeah, that's
too.
what I'm saying. Like, especially if it was like Seth MacFarlane, right
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
him. He's
yeah.
thinking that on the spot. I'm pretty fucked at that point.
That'd be pretty
'cause
good.
I gotta say, comedians are probably more on the spot than any rapper is.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So they'd be roasting me left and right. I'd be like, oh fuck, I'd be fucked, dude. Yeah.
That's true. You're right about that. All right. So before
cool.
you stitch this psycho thing, right? You're gonna get it set up.
Sicko or psycho? I gotta know. Sicko, psycho.
It's SYKO, right?
Yeah.
I would think it'd be psycho. I've never heard him say it. Like I don't know.
Sicko.
I just saw.
That's the producer.
yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
the
I didn't
beat
even look
and
at
he
that.
wanted-
I was looking at dude. As soon as you sent me the beat, I was like, oh yeah, this is fire. I could definitely.
That's
do
what I
that.
mean. Like, it was
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
So it just triggered my thing. But before you do that, aliens land, and you got to perform one of your already made songs. Which one are you doing?
What's Aliens Land?
Huh?
No,
Aliens
no,
land?
if
When
aliens,
aliens
If aliens land.
Oh,
To
if aliens
survive.
land. Okay.
like they supposedly did in
Oh,
Miami.
and to survive? Oh no, dude, that would be really fucking hard. They wouldn't like
to
my
make them
shit.
show-
They wouldn't like my shit. How do you know?
To make them show you're worthy, what song would you pick? Would you pick your STG?
I guess I'd have to, but no, I'd honestly,
Go deep into the
I'd
vault.
I'd
Go
hope
deep
they
into the
never heard
vault.
house music, and I have a house music remix of STG that I still haven't released to this day. No, by far the best song I ever have. By far the best song in my vault. Can't wait to release it, but I don't know when it's gonna happen. So I'm definitely gonna have to get some samples cleared on there because I tried releasing it, and I'm probably not gonna say the next thing I should say, but we'll just skip that.
gotta
I'm
cease
probably
and
not
desist.
releasing it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm, some of my music out there maybe shouldn't be out there. We'll just say, but the sample
Not
on
exactly
there, I'm
legal.
gonna definitely have
Right.
to clear exactly.
What
Before.
What made you choose the I Love New York stripper shirt for your video?
Oh, dude, that's
I love you.
I love that shirt.
It's
Two-
it's like I Heart NY, and behind it says strippers.
Yeah. Shout out Anthony
great.
Riddle. That's a good buddy of mine. I got really big into his brand, Riddle, and that was one of his like original pieces he ever made. So that's like a pretty rare shirt, honestly. Like he just remakes it, and I believe he re-releases it every Black Friday or so in like different colors or something. But
That's cool.
yeah, that was like an
pretty
OG
great.
one,
It was
and
pretty
dude,
great.
I fucking love that shirt. I just thought another thing, like it was just like something to catch people's eye. Like they'd be
Yeah,
like, "That's
definitely.
interesting," you
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So
Yeah.
I really like that shirt, and that's also just because he's like my. Well, I didn't. He wasn't. We weren't boys when I first started buying his brand. Like I got into his brand. He noticed I was getting so much of his stuff. He was like, "Yo, I appreciate this." So he started giving me like a bunch of like unreleased stuff, like and
That's cool.
sometimes he would gift me
That is
stuff.
dope. That's fine.
So yeah, it was just me showing love basically to him.
No, that's how you
Yeah.
do it, man.
It was cool.
You got to put it all together. What do you think?
sure.
Anybody else?
No, I'm good.
Any questions you want to drop the beat?
Bring it up, dude.
Drop a beat on him.
Here we go. I'm excited for this.
Me too.
All right, so this is the producer's name is Sicko or Psycho. We don't know. He asked rappers to stitch it, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much like, yo, like he put a video out with that beat and was like, yo, do your best kind of thing,
That's
So
dope. I
And
love
by the way, everyone, I wrote this morning.
that. Little disclaimer.
Little
Little
disclaimer. I would freestyle on it, but you're probably never gonna see me freestyle. Maybe one day. Maybe on the next podcast I'm on.
Hey, let's get it.
You ready?
all right, you let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, let's go. Yep.
All right, go.
Yeah. Man, I'm losing my mind since I've been off the drink. Foggy headed, and I really can't think. Yeah, I'm lighting up, pour another one. Back to being bad, I like them honey buns. And it really get me mad when people talk some shit. I need a roll spliff. I'm with the pouring rain. Man, you know it's lit. Yeah. And I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back now. Pussy boy wanna talk, I beat him smack down. I ain't from the north, but I'm from the Jacktown. I don't copy no one, I got my own sound. Yeah, they wanna pull up, no it's cap. All these motherfuckers can't even rap. If I don't like you, you ain't getting my dap. And especially, you ain't smoking on my packs. Oh, I fucked it up a little
That was
bit.
good,
Yeah,
that was good.
No, yeah, we're pretty close. That's what happens when you write it in the morning. You know what I mean? You wake up, dude. I'm practicing in it at like 11 a.m. and I'm like,
I got it.
I'm like, we might try to push this off as a freestyle, but fuck it, let's not do that. I don't want to be a liar, so we're gonna try it. And
Respect.
But yeah, dude, I wrote that, and then I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. Gotta go get some food. Got some food. Practicing it on the drive on it. I'm like hitting it every day. I'm like, oh, dude, this is perfect. I'm gonna kill it. I was like, yeah. Rocco's sitting there, my boy Rocco's with me. He's like, dude, you got this, dude. This is lit. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, it's awesome.
Great.
So,
It's pretty good, man.
yeah.
That Jacktown one, that fucking got me going.
Dude,
I was like, Jacktown?
Oh, that's fire.
That's,
I like
dude, that's the
Jacktown.
best because, Jackson really ain't known for shit. But it's just funny because,
Six
like,
Flags, baby. That's it.
yeah, exactly. So, like, a lot of people, like, one time I'm in, like, Philly, and some guy asked me where I was from. I forget, he wasn't, like, pressing me, but we were talking. He's like, where you from? I was like, oh, Jackson. He was like, oh, so you're from the ghetto, but not the ghetto? I was like, it's not, no. I was like, what? I was like, not really. I was like, not at all. I was like, to be quite honest with you.
Not really, not at all.
I was like, maybe like a couple bad neighborhoods, but no, not my neighborhood. You know what I mean? So it was pretty funny.
No, people like to call, so where I live up in Stafford Township. And
Yeah,
people
yeah,
always
yeah.
say to like, yo, Barna Ghetto. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're saying Barnegat is ghetto?
Yeah,
That's where
yeah.
Bobby lives. Our boy Bobby. I'm like, yo, Bobby
Yeah.
lives in like a
Ghetto.
like a $500,000 home. This ain't the ghetto.
My
dude.
grandma lived in Stafford. Yeah. That's funny.
I'm like, you don't know what ghetto is,
Yeah.
dude.
That's the
No.
thing.
Go to Jamaica.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't know what
Well, my
ghetto
buddy
is.
Rizzy grew up in Newark, so yeah, that was
Brick City ain't no joke.
My roommate was from
City.
Patterson, so he brought me there to get a haircut one time. He was dude, that shit was so funny. Like, so it was really funny. Like, I've been around. I've like, especially being in the Bronx at 2 a.m. Definitely not the funnest place to be in. Probably cops on every corner, but they're not helping you if you get into something. They're just gonna watch and then they'll clean it up. So
They're just gonna watch.
They're
Yeah.
gonna watch it
Where
clean
Will's
up.
cousins live.
That's
Dude, it's
good.
funny.
I'm
Yeah.
sure I have family in Bronx. I'm Puerto Rican.
dude, it was right by Yankee Stadium. I remember, like, vividly. This guy's doing wheelies on a dirt bike in the middle of the road at 2 a.m. right next to Yankee Stadium. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
And then it's like a Wednesday night. I'm passing this one little like block. 200 people outside grilling and shit on a Wednesday night,
I love
2 a.m. I was like, word. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'd say to my buddies, I was like, you think they'd let us like go in there and have some food? They're like, no. They're like, don't do that. Like, obviously jokingly, but it's
Don't do
funny
that.
to
Don't do that.
it's funny to think about. So yeah, I mean,
Let me
like,
make you a plate.
yeah, I mean, it's not like, I don't know, like,
You're talking up to
it's
experience.
just, exactly. I'm not from anywhere crazy, so my music's a little crazy, but it's like whatever,
Right.
Yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
You just can't
I
say
would
no.
love to be a
Wherever-
country artist, but I can't rap or I can't do country music. Like it's like motherfucker.
It's all entertainment, man.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
rap about what you fucking know about. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Man, I mean,
Not saying I'm completely a cap rapper, but you gotta push some shit sometimes, man.
you gotta exaggerate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or I do everything, and I can't just say that. You never know. You know what I mean?
I'm mysterious.
Was it 3,000 books a year?
Oh man,
Oh
the
my
Cat Williams
God.
shit. Did you watch any of this Cat
Dude,
Williams interview?
Have you watched that?
I've heard about it, but I didn't. Yeah, I heard he was like calling everyone out. And
Everybody.
Shit.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody
Right.
got it that day. But we were like talking about like the
So everyone's wondering, is this?
is it true?
Is it true?
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let's think about the things that he said. Okay. So if everything
So
he said
much.
is true, there's a lot that he said.
So
but
much.
some of the stuff he said just doesn't make sense. Like the fact that
Yeah.
he read 300 books.
1,000
3,000
books
a year.
in
a year. Think about how many books a day
Cat
that is.
Williams said he
I
reads
broke it
3,000
down.
books a
It's
year.
8.3 books a
That
year.
motherfucker
a day.
is
8.3.
wild.
Yes.
8.3
math.
books a day.
A day.
At what?
He said he did
5
it
years old.
from 8 to 12. He said
8 to 12.
From the years of 8
Well.
to 12, he wrote. He read 3,000.
Oh, I thought he said he read 3,000 books in a year. Not
Yeah.
3,000. So 3,000 books from 8 to 12. From the years 8 to
He
12.
said he read. I'm pretty sure I heard this because I watched it. He said he read yearly 3,000 books a year during the ages of 8 to 12.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So he read.
he read 12,000 books.
All nonfiction.
All not.
All nonfiction.
That's crazy.
I forgot he said it.
I'm like, you must have read the same
You
story.
know how many
a
books
couple
I read?
times.
Dude, Dude, I probably read like 4 books.
And to its entirety, right? Your whole life.
Like,
I'm the same
I don't
way.
like reading books.
He does.
Yeah,
I can't
like
read
reading.
good.
So
My
here-
sister
here's
can't
Pretty
big
good.
reader, yeah.
I fucking,
Here's my
start the
take.
sentence and then I'm telling them at the
I watch
bottom,
movies
fucking
like that, you know.
yeah.
I could probably say I watched a shit ton of movies in a year, but
right
books,
same.
you know, yeah.
My take on the Cat Williams thing is this. So here's my issue with it is because he's my, for people who don't know, he may still be. I don't know. He kind of fell off the last few years, but he was my favorite comedian for a while. He put out the Pimp Chronicles. I think it was in 2008, 2007. For me, is my favorite stand-up. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and very poignant. Like he educated a lot of people on shit, which great comedians all do.
Yeah.
Right. But as he kind of progressed through his career, like he says on the interview that he never did a hard drug and such, never drank. I don't know. Like I will never know, right? But like there's
he
been
drank
times
on the podcast. He never drank. You
Yeah.
said he never drank?
No,
Never
maybe
even
it
to
was
the point of like
drugs.
uncontrolled.
Yeah, I think that. But I think
Drank
so
a
he
lot of
never-
yak.
Yeah, right.
He's a connoisseur.
But there's been times where he's looked real shaky. You know what I mean? Doing in public different random antics and stuff.
You never know the stresses. And
Right.
but
And I take that into consideration. But the thing that, because he sounded great. Like he sounded totally clear headed. He didn't seem like he was, you know what I mean? Like he seemed fully there. But when you say things like,
the truth doesn't need motivation.
yeah, and like I read 3,000 books a year from the ages of 8 to 12, it's like, I get frustrated because it's like, bro, I want to believe everything you're saying. But then when you sandwich the truth in with madness like that, like it's like, bro, like this
Didn't he
is where
also
you
say
lose
he ran
credibility.
a 4.240?
He said he can
That's
still do
crazy.
it now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he's like 96-2 in basketball or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, it's like,
He had
that's
some wild
crazy.
stats. Yeah, in basketball with his boy, the record 92-6.
yeah.
It was just, yeah, I don't know.
But
like I
There's
said,
a
It's
lot of
like
exaggeration, I feel.
Yes.
All that
Yeah.
being
like you said,
said,
you were
I do believe that a lot of the shit that he said that goes down in Hollywood, 100% happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
we talked about it a few podcasts ago when
Right.
when he said weirdos. I was like, yo, we were just saying that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like how these artists are like, kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
weird,
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some of them. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was the only frustrating
A lot of
part because it was like, bro, you could have really. I mean, he did blow the top off of a lot of shit, even with the crazy shit he said. But it would have been even more believable had you not added those.
Exaggeration.
Yeah, it's like that's not needed, bro. Like you're already saying a bunch of, what people think is, I guess crazy.
My favorite part of the interview was Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Bro, his reaction.
No, he just kept going, come on, cat. Come on, cat.
That's
Like,
so
it
funny.
was so
I was laughing at him
funny.
too.
Like,
Reaction. He
That's
going to the
hilarious.
side and whatnot because he can't take it. And then at one part he's like, he just accepts it and he's looking at his cue cards. And he's like,
He don't know what to
sure-
say. He's like,
I sure hope I have a club Shay Shay after this air.
That's funny.
his fucking following like doubled probably.
Oh, yeah.
or
Oh, he
more.
said he got 500,000 new subscribers in
On his
4
YouTube-
days.
on his YouTube
crap.
channel.
Bro, it has I didn't check it today, but last night,
25.
it had 31.
31 million views.
4 days.
It's a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jesus
I don't even know
Christ.
if it was a podcast, but whatever it is, it
It's
was
so
long.
off the
Yeah.
wall, though. It's so
Yeah.
You
crazy.
can't stop watching it. Like
Yeah.
if you put it on, dude, get ready.
Right
I'll
from
definitely
the,
watch it when I
right
get
from the
home.
jump,
Yeah.
too. Right from the jump.
That
Like
definitely
he
sounds
goes.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, like all the craziness happens in the first like half hour,
Yeah.
right? And then the last 20 minutes are totally worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love how he tried to clear up the Kim Kardashian whore thing. And
Oh, it made it worse.
Yeah.
not even that he made it worse. He just stuck to his guns about her being a whore, which was fucking hilarious to me. He was like, "No, Kanye married a whore," and then he was like, "No, I'm not saying that." He knew she was a whore.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's what he wanted.
that's what he
like,
wanted.
he
That's what he
courted
wanted.
that.
That's what he wanted to build a family with. Oh my god, it made me fucking.
Bro, it made me look at some things differently, though. I was like, damn, like when you talking about Kevin Hart, because I'm a Kevin Hart fan, right? Like, I feel like it seemed like Kev, from what I knew about his career, he grinded to that point and got to where he is off of just hard work, not stopping, talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he talked about all when he talked about all the black comedians wearing dresses in their roles,
And
I
then you
looked-
show,
yeah, I
and they
was
show
like,
it. Oh.
dude, they really all did. It's like, what is that?
It's
Why
weird.
were they made to do
You
that?
never
You
thought
know?
it was weird until he said,
Right, because I never knew how.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many, because it's been such, I guess, long periods of time before, when it happens from from Martin doing it all the way to now. You're like, but yeah, to put that together, I'm like, damn. I don't know, dude.
there's
Like, what's
something
going
to it. Like,
That's
even
pretty
if it's
cool.
just like a rumor mill type shit. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. Every one of them have been in a dress, you know? What I mean?
Yeah.
And when he says like, when he said how he just released a documentary with Chris Rock, and how he built his career in the East Coast, and he's like, how can you do that on the West Coast simultaneously? He goes, that's what a plant is.
Yeah,
Because
he's
it's
like,
true.
what do you think a plant
He
is?
blew up
Yeah.
as a comedian, and then boom, he's a movie star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. He's
And they
like,
were like dueling roles, right? It was
Right,
Like Cat
yeah.
Williams couldn't do a role, or whatever. And you don't know
Right.
if that's true. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how much of it, but
he's
it's
like,
fucking, it's, dude.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's
pretty
worth
crazy.
listening to. It's pretty funny.
bombshells after bombshells, bro. It's pretty wild.
You're like, oh my God.
yeah,
But the best part, come on, Cat. Come on, Cat. Every time he calls somebody out, come on, Cat. It's so
and
funny.
then with his voice and the way he is, yeah.
What's funny is he's making fun of Steve Harvey for being a country bumpkin to a country
Yeah,
bumpkin.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that's funny.
It was so.
I knew that about Steve Harvey's hair, though. Like, I knew that a while ago. I didn't know it when he had it. I thought he just had the sharpest shape up in
Yeah.
the business and the most perfect fro.
Yeah, I
But then it
didn't
was like,
know.
yo, that shit was fake. It was a toupee. It was a man unit.
Oh, dude,
Like,
that's
he had a
horrible.
bald head the whole time. And then, yeah, that was never his hair.
I've only ever seen him bald.
He
I
put that-
guess I'm too young, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I actually went, like, when he was talking about all that Bernie Mac stuff,
Yeah.
I went to one of the Kings of Comedy shows.
Did you?
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And,
Bernie was definitely the funniest. of
dude,
all them, bro.
No.
Steve Harvey got booed off the stage.
No way.
Damn.
Yes, this is 100% true. We were in Atlantic City. We were at Taj Mahal in the
Okay.
arena.
Yep.
And
I'm surprised it wasn't that boardwalk.
Bernie
Hall.
Mac had
right.
us, like, where your face hurts.
Bro, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievably
Yeah, he was
funny.
unbelievably funny.
And it was like constant. Like, you didn't even get to catch your breath
Yeah.
before the next
Before
one.
he
Boom,
said the next
boom, boom, boom. By the time Steve Harvey got up there, it was like,
Yeah.
everybody was like, yeah, we're good. Like, people were walking out. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, oh shit. Like, I don't even remember like having an impact back then like that. Like,
Yeah.
like you could. He was like, it didn't matter where Bernie Mac went. He was the king of comedy.
right.
It was true.
It
It
was
was,
him,
the
right.
funniest fucking one. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, DL Hughley's still funny. I mean, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, but
He is.
I don't know. I love all comedians. I love
Yeah,
the art,
same.
and to hear that they do that to each other, like steal each other's jokes and stuff, is kind of.
Well, that's, I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, it's competition.
yeah,
You know,
but
no
it's-
matter what.
it just sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sucks
know.
to do it that way.
Yeah.
Like if you're obviously, because that to me, if you have to steal, if you're in competition with somebody, and you have to steal whatever it is, a move, a joke, or whatever, it's showing your inferiority. You already show that you're not as funny or not as good if you feel like you have to steal what they're doing for you to even be in competition with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Joe
Like,
Rogan said, it's somebody's art. It's like painting the exact same thing somebody hasn't
Who did it
released.
to him? Was it Carlos Mencia?
Carlos
Yeah.
Mencia did it to
right?
him, yeah, and he did it to a lot of other comedians. So he, you know,
Yeah,
really pushed,
yeah.
and he got ousted because
Good.
Carlos Mencia. No, I'm saying Joe Rogan got
Oh.
ousted out of the comedy scene for exposing him because this dude was such a big star at the time.
Yeah.
He had that Comedy Central
Right.
show, whatever that sketch comedy show. But
Yeah.
yeah, these guys doing that, like, you know, and if it's untelevised, who do you believe? Like, these guys go in comedy
Yeah.
clubs and they work on this. You know what I'm saying?
stuff,
Yeah, no doubt.
Work on this stuff and you know, this one man show thing that they're trying to do. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
to have somebody take it, it's gotta
Yeah, that's
fucking
gotta
suck.
It's because it's so hard to be a successful comedian as it is.
Dude, you
And
gotta
so for
write.
somebody to steal your shit,
You gotta
like
write.
imagine somebody just fucking rapping your fucking bars.
Well,
bro.
that's actually crazy.
You know what I mean?
Because like in my one song STG, it's like I said this line. It's like 30s on 30s on 30s, like ESPN, blah blah blah.
Right.
Like a year later, I hear someone on Instagram, and they're like 30s on 30s on 30s, and I'm like, maybe he didn't hear my song. But I was like, I don't know.
It's a
Yeah.
very,
I was like, maybe that's just common, but I didn't think it was so common.
it's
Right.
a very rare possibility.
Yeah,
you know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Some people could have the same thought, but to have, yeah.
He didn't say
Yeah.
like ESPN, so I was like, whatever. And I get what he's saying. He's probably talking about Percocets. Like, I'm like, whatever,
Yeah,
cool.
right,
I
right.
get it, but like, Motherfucker. It's like I
still
said
sucks
that
to
first.
hear,
And
yeah.
my song will say the date before your song.
right,
So if they
right.
ever look into it,
It's true.
mine's first.
Is that song? Did you put that song out where you said that?
Yeah,
is that
yeah,
out
yeah,
for the
that's-
public?
yeah, that's
you said a
SCG
year
song,
later.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. A year
Okay.
later. Does anybody want another beer?
Yeah, for sure. I'll
Yeah,
take
okay.
one.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, why not?
Because also we got a gift for you.
Oh,
Since our
thank
budget is 0, and you'll see why.
You'll see
It's still pretty
why.
good for 0.
It's
though,
still
not
pretty
gonna lie.
good for 0. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool.
Oh, man.
Guys,
Yeah.
talk amongst yourselves.
Speaking of all that crazy shit going on,
What?
dude, the Epstein list coming out, that's like another crazy
Bro.
thing. That's what I'm like big into lately. Seeing all that.
Is
Yep.
that, they only released like a portion of it, or was it's not the whole
Just a
thing,
portion
right?
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
And-
it's like
Yeah. I mean, the list is just people who've been, I believe, on the island or in contact.
An advocate.
Dude, that's insane. Dude, this is insane. Holy crap. What'd you want? One of you guys make this?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah, we started making bongs like for a while. We bought it
Dude, this
out
is
of bottles. We were like,
insane.
yep.
because we had so much we had
What?
access to all these bottles, so we were like, might as well fucking do something with them.
Right.
Yeah.
No way.
That's
Sorry,
just
it's not
that's
full
just
of
dope,
tequila.
dude.
Dude, thank you very much. Oh my god.
I got a box upstairs for you too, so you can put it.
Word,
You don't
yeah,
break
yeah,
it.
Yeah, we will pack it up.
Yo, this is
He goes out and
crazy.
drops it.
I was not expecting this. Dude, holy crap.
We know what you like.
You want
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
You got to send a video of you and Rocco
Yeah.
blasting
Yeah.
that thing.
Dude, this is insane. Yo, no fucking way. This is cool. Thank you guys
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much. I
yeah,
really do
absolutely,
appreciate
man.
this. This is awesome.
on the show.
Absolutely.
No cap. This is awesome. Wow. Yeah, here, we'll put this somewhere safe before I drop it, please.
Yeah, I got it. We got all kinds of bubble
Thank
wrap.
you.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, word. Dude, wow. That's awesome. That's going to be the new daily.
You can see
It's a one of a kind.
Yeah. This one's me,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah,
yours.
word.
Got it.
My bad.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
Let me get back in here.
No, yeah, but
Thank you.
Bad, my bad.
Hold on. I'm gonna go. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna go pee.
I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna urinate.
But yeah, dude, that shit with the Epstein list it's got me going recently. Like,
say about that.
dude,
Bro,
yeah. We'll make sure we
yeah.
bring it back up,
Don't flush.
dude. The Stephen Hawking shit. Did
Bro,
you guys hear that?
I lost my shit. I wasn't supposed to laugh at that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that because dude, come on, dude.
That can't be real.
That visual
Cheers.
is nuts. That visual is crazy. Cheers.
Right?
God. Yeah, the visual. Yeah,
Just
exactly.
thinking
What-
about
Because you
that?
see
Just thinking
how
about
he
it.
looks, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Dude, yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, when you're,
And I'm not.
I'm
Go ahead. I think I know what you're about
this is
to
what
say.
this is what I was to say. Like, I am not an advocate for the fucking shenanigans they were doing in there,
Of course not. Yeah.
but when you're completely paralyzed,
There's a
I'm
but.
guessing the only thing that gets you off is your brain. But fuck, man, you have the
Yeah, go where there's like old, like women though. Not,
yes,
not-
Yeah.
That's
you got the means, bro.
it's fucking weird.
You know what I
man.
mean? You got money. You can pay some strippers to come to your fucking house,
Dude.
and entertain you. You ain't gotta fly to see little girls and shit.
Insane.
My thing is like,
it's just fucking.
I'm like,
go ahead.
oh,
my
yeah.
bad,
No,
go
you're
ahead,
good.
go ahead.
I'm like not one to ever like I won't believe any conspiracy theory. Like, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory, but
right.
I don't like believing any of that shit.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna. Like, I hate them. I'm not a
What
big.
is it? What is it that? Why do you hate it?
Well,
Is it
it's
'cause you
just
don't
like
want to believe it. or
Yeah, I
you
don't
just-
want to believe that shit because that like you would like to think that the world's not that fucked up. You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah, you would like to.
But like the whole pizza face scandal, like I'd like to believe all that's not true.
Yeah.
For all
yeah,
I know,
yeah.
I'm not going on the dark web looking for it. People say
Right.
they've seen the videos, but I don't
Right.
want to see that video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that comes
but, like,
with youth.
It's crazy to me.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah, as you experience life, you're like, God,
Yeah.
people fucking
Dude,
suck.
yeah. As you,
It's
I hate to
crazy.
say it because it puts such a negative vibe on like how your life is going to be. We don't mean it like that. You'll just see how fucked up people can be. And bro, a big thing, so you understand that, because I'll tell you why it could be dangerous to think that way, is because when there's shit actually happening like that, because there are motherfuckers like this out here.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like,
No
I mean,
doubt.
the worst that you can imagine, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when these people are trying to put certain things in place that are that heinous, by you thinking or not wanting to believe it because the goodness in you
Yeah.
is overruling your believability for this evil shit, it makes it easier for them to implement it. Because the more they have people that don't think they're doing it, you'll just look the other way.
Yeah,
and
no
they can
doubt.
just slide that shit in
Yeah.
without you realizing it. And then you look up, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I'm like
You know
the
what I mean?
ideal person they want.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, he's not going to believe it. You know
But bro,
what I mean?
at your age, I felt the same way though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, remember, we're
Like,
all over 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And
But you read some history. There's this book I think everybody should read. It's rough. It's a rough book, but it gives you the reality of how horrible people can be to each other. It's called The World's Worst Atrocities. And it just is like a chronicle of how unthinkably evil humans have been to each other.
Yeah.
And it's not like that doesn't exist. These people they're still here.
Yeah, man.
But, in America, we supposedly have a democracy. So these people that want to do all this evil shit, they can't just do it without any pushback. So they find other ways to implement this shit that looks like it's not what it
they
is.
find those avenues. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you were talking earlier when we were talking about trading. The percentage of
Yeah,
you got to hear the statistic.
So this
It's
is the craziest
fucking
statistic.
insane, right?
So the best performing hedge fund of 2023 had a 27% gain on their money, right? What do you think Nancy Pelosi had?
I know it's something crazy. It was like 80 something.
61%.
Yeah.
61%.
I believe it. That I believe for sure. Yeah. Those
we
inside
know who her
trading,
husband is.
yeah, that's a real thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
U.S.
Yeah, like-
Congress as a whole, U.S. Congress as a whole, 35%. They
She's
beat
got-
out the best hedge fund
Yeah, almost doubled.
on the planet.
Yeah.
People that do it
How?
for a living.
Yeah.
This is what people do for a living.
And it's not illegal. Like I always, this guy's like, it's fucking crazy. I'm like, yeah, but it's not illegal.
Yeah.
They're never gonna change the law.
They're not gonna
that
fuck
affects
themselves.
No,
Yeah.
no way. These
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
go in there fucking broke, and they fucking come out millionaires.
Like multi-millions,
They
hundreds
get
of
on-
millions of dollars. Some of these
They
people
get
have.
on boards of these big corporations. Is fucking.
I went to
crazy.
college with a lot of rich kids, rich
Yeah.
white kids especially, Bergen County, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Very
like
wealthy
I didn't
area,
really fit
yeah.
in there. Like I was like the trailer park trash compared to them. Like
Right.
they'd meet me, damn well know I'm not from Bergen County. They'd be like, yeah, we don't know you. But I heard some kids like the one kid, I forget his name, I don't even remember him. I do remember this specifically though, and he I remember his name. I'm not gonna say it, but
Yeah, don't put them
yeah, exactly. I wasn't a big fan.
My mom will be very upset to know his name.
He said he went to a like one of Trump's whatever's
Rally.
nah, it was like one of his like golf clubs or whatever, something like that, you know.
Okay.
And he said he overheard him, which this could be totally false for all the fuck I know, but he overheard someone or him saying something about a fund and needing to invest into it, and he did it and made a shit ton of money. And I do know he was very wealthy.
I mean,
So
that's,
I was
that's
like,
not, that's not hard to believe.
Yeah, and it's just exactly. It's just like interesting, like how that shit works, like how many people have like
It's that nepotism.
I was
Yeah.
just about to
Yeah.
say it's all a network, bro.
Yes.
yeah.
It's
They're all taking
a
care of each
network.
other.
Exactly.
Because
yeah,
they
no doubt.
understand that, like,
cabal. It's a cabal.
Okay.
It's a cabal, man. They're all in the same.
Yeah.
They're all in on it.
It's true though.
it's because they understand that at some point, I'm going to give you my help, and I might need your help one
Scratch
day.
my back,
Yeah.
I'll scratch yours. Yeah,
So-
that's the same
That's-
thing that Congress is. they're fucking-
Exactly. So Donald Trump giving me a stock tip ain't going to help him down the line, eh?
No, yeah,
Right.
no, exactly.
You know, none of these motherfuckers and Congress ain't gonna. Like, and it's funny. What's really funny to me is if they actually cared about the country and they actually cared about the overall like good of the country,
Yeah.
they would get this kind of this kind of information would be out there because
So we could all
the
be more
better
successful.
everybody's doing, the better you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in a weird way, they don't want you to.
No, they don't.
Which
That-
doesn't make sense because I feel like in the end they're shooting themselves in the foot.
They are.
Yes.
They're
I-
biting the hand that feeds them.
I feel like their greed it overpowers like their long-term sensibilities. Like
At some point, it has to end because
right. There's an end to this.
Yeah.
The cycle ends. But yeah, if you make everybody better, you'll continue to be better, and it will last longer, dumb fucks, because you want to have power forever, right? That's how you do it.
yeah, you know how to make the country
You know
better.
what I mean? Like make everybody.
You make less losers.
Right. Rogan always says that shit. Yeah,
the truth.
It's so true though.
You make less losers. The
Right.
more people who are contributing to society and a strong middle class, that's what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The strong middle class is where it's built.
Yeah.
You know.
But they shoved this into fucking.
Yeah, they want it to be an elite and peasant. That's what they want.
Yeah.
They increase that gap.
Which doesn't make sense though,
No,
No.
it doesn't make sense.
because it's the end. Like the reason this country was so successful and has been for so long is because of a strong middle class.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
They're
it.
taking it away.
Because
Yeah.
every
You said it
country that
doesn't
has
make
one,
sense.
their success, their money.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. People are making money.
Yep.
They're contributing to society. There's jobs. They're leaving something better for their children.
better health,
Yeah.
better mental health.
Yeah.
Less
That's it.
stress.
But is it?
You know, so the whole thing. So when you brought up the Epstein thing, it was kind of funny because once that Epstein list got dropped, I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
knew it. I'm like,
Just
something's
the rumor
going
that
on
it
over
was
here.
dropping.
100%.
You know, this is
There's
way
no
too
reason
big.
they're just
Yeah, yeah,
randomly doing this.
And they gave
Yeah.
a timeline. So I was like, "Yo, first week in January, this is getting dropped." And I follow this one guy who pretty much like that's what he followed. He's like, "Yo, if something's going on over here, you know, you got to watch over here." So I
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
him because he's always investigating on the shit.
Yeah.
Right,
I ain't
right.
investigating shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah.
right.
We just want to hear the rumor.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So during this time when this got dropped, SBF got a sweetheart deal.
Ah, yeah, that's right. He did.
Sweetheart deal
He
because
did.
and all that money that he laundered for both sides.
Who's SBF?
Sam Bankman-Fried, the guy who
the crypto guy.
Okay. Okay.
FTX.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
FTX. Yeah.
he
Scam.
pretty much stole money from
His
the
own-
fund
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know
Scam bank.
Gave it to-
Yeah.
Scam Bankman-Fried.
gave it to politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But he did it on both sides. So the majority of it did go to Democrats, but
Right.
he gave money to both sides, and that's so
Smart.
He knew at the end of the day that he was doing this on purpose because he knew at some point if he got caught,
If he got caught,
these motherfuckers were on the hook for that money.
Right.
because he's got a list too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
For real.
Yeah.
And I
So-
didn't even know that happened. That's how crazy that
yeah.
is. Like,
no
I-
one talked about it. It was
nobody said
nowhere.
anything. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
I didn't
That's
see it on
pretty
anything except for this one guy. He was talking about it.
reported
Damn.
Nobody reported.
It's fucked. So
Yeah.
that's why it was like when you brought up, I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
kind of funny. Because but
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
everyone wants to know about Stephen Hawking and midgets.
Yeah. Right. It's going viral now. Like
Yeah.
crazy.
It's little people, Scott.
Dude,
God.
he
Can we
said-
get there before we
It
fucking
said
get canceled?
midgets
No,
in the article.
Midgets.
Yeah. Like that. It's crazy.
It's clear. You know exactly who we're talking about.
The
Fucking Steven, dude.
I'm sorry, but that's what he said. That's what Stephen Hawking said.
yeah. I mean, and it's another thing about that that's crazy to me is another person. I'm not gonna say I hate him, but he's very far out with his beliefs. I'd have to say, like Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
Not the biggest fan of him, but I do like watching him sometimes because it's very like it's,
Entertaining.
it's exactly, it's
entertaining.
entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
But in like 2001, he said all this shit about Epstein,
Yep.
and it's
Bro.
like,
He's been right about a couple
Yes.
He
things.
actually predicted 9/11 too.
yeah, like it's incredible
Yeah.
that he knew all this in 2001. Everyone's like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Right.
Like, and then boom, and now he's like, I'm right, I'm finally right.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
but you know, and nothing will ever demote him from what he said about like Sandy Hook and
Yeah.
shit like that.
That was
yeah.
So rough,
That
man.
was the
That
worst,
ruined his career.
Worst,
Yeah, of course.
worst.
Because it's like, all right, man. Listen,
Dude,
listen.
that
If you
was
want
the
to,
worst.
believe, I just wouldn't put it out there the way because that's
Yeah.
such
Right.
a touchy thing.
Yeah.
Bro.
And if you were wrong,
Yeah.
Exactly.
if you're wrong, if you were
Possibility
wrong,
that you couldn't prove it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did apologize.
What
for it,
happened
but-
to you is going
he also paid a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
went
Yeah,
broke,
a
yeah.
lot.
Paid a
Yeah.
lot of money for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember people being on Facebook talking about that, and I'll never forget. So so the person I had a person who we actually worked with years ago post something about pretty much like on the same side of Alex Jones and how it was like this, and
Talking about Sandy
another
Hook?
yeah,
Oh.
and another one of my friends came on and was like, listen, please take this down.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor.
My nephew was killed during this.
Oh,
I 100% know he was killed during this. I was at the funeral.
Ugh.
Please take this down. This is
Yeah.
like egregious. Like this is
it's
this is
crazy.
wrong. And dude, the other person came back was like, you need to look closer.
Oh, my
like
God,
That. I'm like,
dude.
it was like
Yeah.
watch. I was sitting there like watching.
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's a
update.
train
I'm like,
wreck.
Train
oh my
wreck, yeah.
God.
comment,
Exactly.
comment.
I
Like,
couldn't
when's the
fucking
next
collide.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Crack open
couldn't-
a six pack at that point.
I
and just
had to
keep
block
watching.
the one person. I was like,
Exactly.
I
How
don't
you
want to
gonna
be
be
friends
with
with
the
this type of person.
Pat Williams interview? You're gonna
That's
crack down.
crazy
Okay.
to that goes back to my issue with people. What I think the major issue is with the world. Like literally, I think if this was solved, we would be at peace. People admitting when they're wrong.
Yeah.
All that person had to do is be like, you know
My
what? Yeah, I know you're embarrassed because you put this shit out, But listen, there was somebody who knows for sure that what you're saying is wrong. Just back off it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
yeah.
Apologize, take it down, but no, you got to double down because now your ego's hurt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And now, like, it's
You're
just,
telling this person who lost their someone in their family that
Dude.
they're part of a psyop.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
like 5 or 6 years old. They got their head blown
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
all little children, bro. That got
Yeah.
killed. Like, it's the worst thing ever.
That's crazy.
The
Yeah.
the one thing about that, not that I believe it at all, but you know, because I already said I'm not. I won't look into it that much because if I do start believing it, I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to be to that point. So, but my buddies and I were talking about it the other night, like how like the Las Vegas shooting. They said there was like reportedly shots even coming from like
Yeah.
other shots, not from the one
I
guy,
heard
like
that
other
too.
shots coming from like
never-
basically the
yep.
sky, and it's like that's pretty interesting. Like
There's
the
a lot of
closest-
things about
yeah.
that didn't make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was.
Like,
I
I
never
even-
really looked into it.
Yeah,
but I heard
had to
things.
even learn about like JFK in school and like the conspiracies
Oh,
behind
dude,
that.
there's
Like,
so many.
yeah, like you would think like maybe if that comes out one day that the government did do that,
Yeah.
okay, then maybe a lot of those other ones will become believable. That doesn't mean every mass shooting is that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of where
Right.
those people think. They're like
100%,
they'll
yes.
think every single mass shooting is like staged to a certain extent to the point where they're like,
Some kind of false flag thing.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And
Yeah.
that's where their theories get like kind of canceled in a
I
sense.
agree. That's- 'cause
Because
they-
if you're right,
right.
about one, but you're wrong about the other, all they're gonna bring up is that you're wrong about the other,
Right.
and then it's gonna make you look wrong on both. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So-
true.
That's what fucks up Alex Jones because he's
I was
so
about to
Exactly.
say that. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
so passionate about that opinion.
Yeah.
Instead of just bringing it, being like, "Hey, this might have been like this."
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
bringing information to you. You make your own decision.
Exactly.
He's just like giving it to you.
Yep.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
screaming. He's
Facts.
like,
Yeah.
"Duh, duh, duh." Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Turning
crazy.
beat red and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bro, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, dude.
His Joe Rogan podcasts were funny, actually.
Yeah.
When he was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he had to stop having him on. I'm pretty sure, or something like that. Like it was getting bad. I love Joe Rogan. He's funny.
You give him
I'm
a
just a big
platform all
UFC
over
guy.
again.
So.
Yeah, of course.
Joe's
I mean,
great, dude. Joe's great. What I think makes Joe Rogan great is he's extremely, and it's real. It's not fake, curious.
Yeah.
Like he really wants to know. Like these people he brings on, he's genuinely curious about whatever it is that they specialize in or whatever, and he's like, you know, really trying to extract the information. And he acts like he's dumb. He always says, "Oh, I'm just a fucking
Idiot, yeah.
chimp or whatever."
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, we know.
Yeah.
You're a smart motherfucker, dude. You know what I mean?
He's
But
humble. That's the thing. Like he's
Right,
humble
yeah.
about it. You
Right,
know,
yeah,
he
yeah.
understands that these people probably know more than him. There's more people who know more than him.
Right.
So he calls himself stupid in order to kind of
Yeah,
Like,
I
dumb
get
it
it.
down,
I
yeah.
get it to kind of
like dumb. Yeah, he's not
Tone himself down
because
a little bit.
honestly, the amount of information, like some of the stuff that he is able to question them on, I'm impressed by.
This
it,
is
'cause
what I'm
This
saying.
man is not a scientist.
He's extremely intelligent, bro. Yeah,
Well, I'm
he's-
sure they give him like a little, you know, he has a binder.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? What you have, like, you know, our producers are upstairs. They have 4 legs. So we don't do a lot of research. But, you know, he's
that's
like,
fair.
like I used to get mad at Bill Maher a lot. Like, Bill Maher would, you can tell that he would research or have someone research the shit out of some guest
Oh, you don't think he,
just
like,
to
he
go
was doing
against it.
Yeah.
Oh, to go
I
against
do
it. Yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
think to an extent he had some information, but I feel like there would be so much that person wouldn't be prepared for,
Okay.
and they would make him look in a worse light. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He is getting better. Well, I will say.
That
Definitely.
I was gonna say I
Definitely getting
respect how
better.
him what his views in the last 3 years because he's been able, and this is what I would like the rest of the Democratic Party to see. This dude's hardcore fucking Democrat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
For
sure.
most of it, and I was too. Like when I first started watching him, I was 100%.
Yeah. And it's
And
funny. too.
he's been able to see the reality of the world like everybody else is looking at it. More people are in denial, but he's saying like, no, there's some wild shit going on. This is not okay. Like the Democratic Party is like going to shit. Like, and
You're holding everybody accountable,
right, it's like,
and that's
dude, if he can do it,
yeah.
anybody can see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
So-
saying, like when he was younger, like when I would watch him.
No,
it'd
he
be
would.
like,
It
rip
would
these
seem
people
like he
apart
would
and
do
be
that.
like,
Yeah. Now
like,
that you
these
say
people
that,
are like dumbfounded by what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's what sold.
But that always comes with age, comes with getting older. It comes with fucking, you know, you're realizing that guess what? Like the world's not what you fucking
Yeah, man.
think it is. You know what I mean? It's
He's a very interesting Democrat though. Like he's kind of like that. a little bit more of like a free thinking.
Yeah,
Logical.
almost like a
It's
libertarian.
Yeah,
kind of.
he leans left, but he is much more libertarian.
Somewhere
Yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
kind of I think where most people need
people-
to land. You know, because
they just
when you're
wanna
telling
admit it.
people, you're telling what people what to believe, what to do, everything. You know you're gonna get pushback.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
it's at some point you have to just be like, hey, you do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do. As long as it somehow does not affect you in any kind of real way,
Right.
other than hurt your feelings.
Because who gives a fuck about
Who
that?
gives a fuck about your feelings?
Right.
Then it's cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we were talking about that with Chappelle. Remember, how, like everybody's like trying to get on his. I sent you the headline. Remember that I sent you the headline where somebody was fucking pissed
Yeah, they were
about
saying-
his.
yeah, what
somebody
did it
said
say?
that Lil Nas X fights
Oh, yeah.
claps back
Right.
at Dave Chappelle's joke or whatever.
Yeah.
And all he said was, "Y'all need to get over that video."
Right.
Like it's not like a clap back. Like I don't know.
Media,
It was just,
media-ing.
It was so like
Them
it was such
do what
clickbait.
they do. Man.
And,
Yeah.
you know, like
said.
you can't get mad. Like me and Scott were saying, like you want everybody to hear how you feel about anything. Let's
Right.
say something, right? Like that's what these young kids or these like leftists and
Yeah.
all that they want. They want you to care about, you know,
Yeah.
like, or they want you to listen to what they feel, right?
Right.
But when somebody else that has an opposite view tells you how they feel, you say it's wrong. You don't even
Right.
say you shouldn't feel that way.
Don't even say it's wrong. You're a racist. You're a fucking transphobic.
Yeah, there's always,
Yeah,
there's
it's
a-
always
there's
like-
an insult that comes
It's always like
after,
some
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah, you're
some
telling,
kind of catchword.
Something to try to
Exactly.
cancel you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't wanna hear
You're
any
allowed to
differing
tell me-
opinions,
You're
right.
allowed to tell me and shit on me on how I make you feel.
Right.
But I can't tell you how you make
Yeah.
me feel.
Right.
For
I
sure.
gotta come up with a word for like a white racist, like a really good word for it,
A white racist.
like a.
How about just
probably bad.
white? No.
Well, I was gonna say it was
No, I'm saying.
racist.
Like, is that this? Why are you saying the same word twice?
I'm cutting that out.
I don't know. This is the type of dumb
Yeah.
shit we get
Yeah.
into, but
I might edit that one out.
A racist.
you didn't say.
I'm definitely not. I'm
You didn't
definitely
say
not.
anything bad. I don't.
No, I'm saying like no, like someone who is racist against white people. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's a little better.
Like a blancophobic.
Blancophobic. Yeah, that's funny.
I think you always throw Spanish words in there. It's
Yeah,
fucking
I-
hilarious.
You know, it's funny.
I love
'cause
Spanish.
At my college one time, I just remember this girl kept saying, and I was dating a black girl at the time,
Good for you.
and yeah, and I had
You brought her into one night.
yeah,
Yeah, I
you
remember.
met her,
She's
yep,
pretty.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you, yeah. No, I still talk to her and everything, but you know, we're at a table full of black people, and I was the only white person.
Yeah.
And the one girl just kept saying how like just like slandering like white people, and it didn't bother me that much. And I was like, I just brought up the fact. I was like, is it possible to be racist towards white people?
Right.
And completely denied it.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, oh yeah, I was like, I wanted her opinion on it, and yeah, you know, it made them
Yeah.
very mad. And I was just like, yeah. Well, not everyone, but her especially.
Right. She
And
was the most
my girlfriend
vocal.
at the time. Like, she did not like that one, obviously.
right.
I was just like, because I feel a little offended right now.
Bro.
I was like, you know, I don't really care, but,
Bro.
you know.
You're right.
You're
I'm
right.
the
You're
one-
right to
yeah,
feel that way.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I should speak on it because this is something that
He's
a
the
lot
only-
of black.
He's the black guy.
Yeah. I'm the-
Just
I'm
so
the-
you- in case you don't see color.
In case
I know
you
you guys
couldn't
don't see
tell
color.
that I'm black. A lot of black people feel like, and I'm going to say this for everybody. It's wrong to do this, what I'm about to say. But a lot of black people feel like because of the history and how we've been treated, this, that, and the other, and the, you know, everything from when we came here all the way up until recently, they feel that it's okay to talk about white people like that openly. It's not, though. That's not. We're not talking about the people that did the shit to you. If that's the people that did the shit to you, handle that how you want to handle it. But because we feel like as a collective, like we have been downtrodden, which we have, none of that's wrong, and we've been treated like shit, all these things, that doesn't mean we have the right to just randomly berate and degrade white people as if that's okay.
Yeah.
That's not okay. And black people do that. In front of white people, I'm like, that's not cool, dude. You know what I mean?
like
so I want to put that because I've been wanting to say that somewhere
Yeah.
because I see that. You know what I mean? I see people doing that shit. I'm like, yo, you can't do that, bro. Like, because if it was flipped.
It's,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
hypocritical.
Right, it's
Yeah.
hypocritical.
It is
Because
hypocritical.
if a white person was talking about us that way, you'd be ready to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the argument, a lot of this whole breakdown of the definition of racism, right? There's a definition where people say racism, what it actually is why black people can't be racist. And I don't even know how I feel about this because I feel like anybody can be racist. But if you look at, like, if you listen to like a pro-black activist, they'll say a black person can't be racist against a white person. Reason being is we don't have the wherewithal, we don't have the community, we don't have the resources to enact something on you to where it can fuck up your life. Whereas the system, the world, not the world, but the US is run by white people. They have all the resources, all the systems to be able to make your life or I guess marginalize you or make it so that you can't live a productive life because they can affect the type of job that you get, this, that, and the other. And we don't have the population, the means or whatever to do that. I don't know where that definition came from. Honestly, like I see what they're saying, but I don't know if the word racism fits that definition.
No,
it's
you know what I'm saying?
That's from a lens of power, a complete lens of power. Which,
Right.
if you want to look at it from an institutional standpoint, but
Right.
not on an individual.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. Like
Yeah.
I do think systemic racism does exist. I think there are institutions still where it's harder for us to do things than other people now.
No doubt.
And there is now a lot of things have changed where, like, if a white person says something that's not even racist against a black person, like, you get canceled for it.
Yeah.
There is that. That shit does happen now, and I've seen it. But overall, like, for me, my experience, I feel like, honestly, bro, I feel like I have way too much within me for anybody to stop me from doing anything. Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Do I feel like things have been harder for me in certain points of my life? Yeah, because I was a black dude. Do I still sometimes get looked at by a clerk if I walk into a store? Yeah, that shit still happens to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No
Like,
doubt, yeah.
you know, but overall, bro, you know, the whole can black people be racist against white people? Yeah, man. You can be racist against anybody, dude.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
The answer is yes.
yeah, you know, but I always wanted
yes.
to say that and put that out there, though, because I think that's fucked up how a lot of black people do that. Oh, yeah, you can talk. Because it's like how black comedians will talk shit about white people,
Yeah.
but
And
a
it's
white person can't talk like that
Yeah.
about black people.
Yeah,
A white
yeah.
comedian can't talk shit like
unless
that
you're
about
Theo
black people.
Vaughn or someone.
Right,
Theo
right.
Vaughn.
Yo, that's why I
Theo
like
Vaughn's
because he
crazy.
talks like that. I'm like, oh shit, like it
Yeah.
stunned me. I'm like, but he's right though, because the black people do that
And
shit.
there's nothing like what's the word? Like maybe it's discriminatory, but he has no bad meaning behind it, you know?
Right.
He's not like trying to be a dick.
It's not malicious.
Yeah, it's not malicious. Exactly. He's just trying to be funny, and you know,
That's it. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
not saying it because it's true. You're not
like
saying
Dave
it to be
Chappelle's
mean.
probably my favorite
You're
comedian.
saying it to be funny.
You know,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't find racist or
Yeah.
offensive. I think that shit's absolutely hilarious.
Right.
You know,
Right.
But
Yeah, the amount of times that Dave Chappelle has made fun of like white people, or you think about it and you laugh
Yeah.
Right.
at it because that's what's funny about us.
Yes.
yeah.
Our shortcomings are what
Yes.
are funny
It's
about
funny about
us.
Yes.
all people.
Exactly.
About all
That's
people.
what's funny about
Yes.
all people. Yeah.
Yes, and then where that gets lost, Scott, I think is the sensitivity. Where it gets lost to be able to do it between black and white people is the past of black and white people,
Yeah.
and it's fucked up because it's like I get the people that get offended by it because I've lived as a black man my whole life, right? So I see it. But it's like I wish we could move past it and just get into just let shit be funny.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Let's just laugh at the shit that's funny.
It's
yeah,
the
a lot of
sensitivity.
people are more
Everybody-
Yeah,
sensitive
it's
than
sensitive.
others.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, it's
even-
rough, man. It sucks.
That was another thing that Cat Williams said. Like, he's like, you can't say the R word. And
Right.
he's like, well, find what you can say now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't act like, hey, I used to be able to say this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And now I
Yeah.
can't say it.
Yeah.
find something else to say. Like, you know, don't use it as a.
I'm in the
as a
middle with
fuck-
that because I heard him say that, and I'm like, I hear him. I see that side too of like,
That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't have to be so black
Yeah.
and white.
Or like
Yeah.
calling something gay. Like it's like, come
Yeah.
on, like I
dude,
do that
we
like
grew
a
up,
lot.
like,
Yeah, exactly.
Everything is
I don't have
gay,
any
dude.
bad intent when
Everything
I
is
call
gay.
something that. Yeah, exactly.
But you have to know where they're coming from because
Right.
it is derogatory. You said that, right?
Yeah, but it's hilarious because
It's hilarious, but it's always a negative connotation to
Yeah.
be hilarious.
yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But the funniest thing about it is that the most non-homosexual things are what are gay.
yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. Example.
Example: someone fucking using 3 credit cards to pay for 1 bill. That's fucking gay.
Yeah.
Why are you guys being gay?
You know what it is?
Has nothing to do with fucking a dude.
It's not
But it's
necessarily.
but it's a negative
that-
connotation because you think it's it's
Right.
like dumb to do. Do you know
I
what I'm saying?
get
It's
it.
always a negative connotation. I know,
But,
but
hold on, let's go back to the original meaning of gay, which had nothing to do with homosexuality.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, it
It
just
was a happy-go-lucky thing.
It literally does.
Happy-go-lucky.
mean
So really,
happy.
you stole a word that was already in existence that didn't mean
And
you like to
misappropriated the
bang
shit.
dudes.
But
Yeah.
like you said, happy go lucky.
Sorry about that.
Oh my god.
I'm just being real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that you love the
For
word, but
cancel
how
me.
much love can you possibly have for a word?
Can't be canceled if you won't allow it to happen. You know?
Look, man,
Like Sean Strickland.
I
dude, that
doubt
guy
we
will
could be
say anything.
canceled. We can't be canceled if 40% of our audience is in the building.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be going home. I'll be literally tomorrow. Whenever you guys upload this, I'll be watching it. Probably on repeat. I'll be like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
Send it to everyone so I get
Yeah.
canceled.
Send it to everyone. Yeah, exactly. All right.
God damn it. I ruined my
where
life.
We at? Where we at time wise?
Hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a good
Perfect
one.
way to end it.
90 minutes. Perfect. Perfect way to end it. We want to thank Ripchow for coming through.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for coming
much.
to see us.
Thank you very much for
Yeah.
having me. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
Right
Oh,
there.
yeah, I was excited to come
Yo,
by.
I'm crying.
Hopefully this 90 minutes doesn't get whittled down to 30 minutes. And see you guys next time. Point Rain Podcast. I've been Bert.
Scott Balls.
Rip
this-
Chow.
Boom.
We'll see you guys soon.
Holla.
Peace.
Landscape conversation. Mr.